So there we have it, the start of the West Highland Way, 96 miles from Milngavie to Fort William. It's Tuesday morning, just after 7 a.m, hoping to finish by about Friday lunchtime. Okay, so been going maybe half an hour or so, and most of it so far has been through kind of little wooded areas like this on the outskirts of Milngavie. Got into Milngavie yesterday on the train mid-afternoon, and I had an apartment booked, West Highland Way apartments, if anyone's thinking of doing the same thing. The balcony room is fantastic. So I stayed there overnight. There's not a great deal to do in Milngavie. I can't really see any big draw to it, apart from it's the start of the West Highland Way. So yeah, I got up this morning, like 6 o'clock, got sorted out, and set off just after 7 o'clock. If you were thinking of not staying in town and you wanted to get straight out on trail, these first few miles through this forested area, there's so many places you could put a tent. And of course it's perfectly legal up here, you don't have to worry about anybody moving you on. It just seems to be a little bit of a dog walk area, you know. Down by the side of a river, there's easy access to water most places, there's litter bins, and it is generally nice and quiet as well, or it is this morning anyway. Had a lot of rain last night and some this morning as well. I think I woke up about 2:30 a.m. and it was absolutely belting it down. I wasn't looking forward to this morning, but so far it's really, really nice. So we shall keep going and see where we end up. I do have a campsite booked today. It's the only one that I've booked in advance, on the edge of Loch Lomond at Sallochy Bay. Probably pronounced that wrong, but that's going to happen loads of times. So yeah, cause it's not a first come first served, it's a book online, so I got a little pitch booked at the side of Loch Lomond, apparently with its own private little beach. So I'm really looking forward to getting there. Let's have a look. So I'm just passing a West Highland Way campsite sign. West Highland Way, left then first right. So far it's been really well waymarked, which is good. Someone like me that isn't the best with directions. I did buy a guidebook and a map, but I haven't brought it with me. Instead, I found that Guthook actually do a hiking app for it, which is brilliant, because I used Guthook for the PCT, as most people do. It's spelt just as it sounds, Guthhook, and it was like £4.50, and you basically download it to your smartphone, and it shows you all the points of interest, nearby towns, the route map, mileages. It's got everything on there you could want. So I feel better knowing I've got that with me, and the good thing is as well, you can use it in aeroplane mode on your phone, so you're not wasting battery. It still works, still shows you your location, still works absolutely perfectly in aeroplane mode, so that's why it's so popular for the PCT. Anyway, I've just taken a little turn off a road. Onto this little trail, so I'm going to carry on and check out some of this scenery. Okay, so I've been going about an hour now, and the trail's kind of just come across this little body of water, and the sun's just peeking up over the skyline there. There's a nice little bit of mist hanging over the water. It's just a really nice scene. There's a really nice building over there as well. You probably won't be able to see it, but like a mini Scottish castle kind of thing. I'm heading looks like I'm heading towards a little bit of weather. That's just typical Scotland up there to me. Kind of dark, gloomy, foreboding looking hills. I think it is going to be a mixed bag of weather today, so I know I'm going to get wet at some point. It's just a matter of when. Hopefully it'll not be too bad. Seen one chap walking his dogs this morning so far, and two guys on mountain bikes have just been past me. One of them looked like he was just out for a day ride. The other guy looked like he was actually doing the whole trail on his bike. He had a tent strapped to the handlebars at the front. Little memorial in the wood there. So the trail itself has been really well waymarked, like I said earlier. It's a decent width. It's not single track, and it's really well maintained as well. I'm sure that there's hundreds of thousands of people use this every year, and you can see why as well. It's just, you only come a few miles out of town and it's really peaceful and quiet, and it's just really nice scenery. So I just saw a sign a little while back. I've come just over 4 miles so far this morning. It's been really nice, easy going. Just on a tiny little section of a road walk. It was like a really busy road, and the cars were flying past at pretty stupid speeds, to be honest. So I was glad to get off that. Just come through a little field with some sheep in, and this is the view that greets you through a livestock gate or a deer gate. I'm not sure which, probably both. It's really nice, and at the moment the sun is out as well. I believe I'm about 8 miles roughly from Dryman, no, don't know. I think that's kind of the first sort of like major stop. I mean, a lot of people would just do the first section just to Dryman in the first day, just break it up into maybe 8 or 12 mile segments, something like that. It's the good thing about it is it's such a really easily accessible walk from both ends. So you could start in Fort William if you wanted to. It's got good transport links and come south, but most people tend to start at Milngavie, which is spelt Milngavie but pronounced Milngavie. Again, that's only like 20 minutes on the train from Glasgow, so it's really easily accessible, and you literally come out of the train station and walk about 2 minutes up the pedestrian precinct, and bang, there you are at the start of the walk. There's a Tesco in town, a Marks and Spencer's food hall, a little spa shop. Pretty much, if you just turned up and you didn't have any food at all, you could just pick a bit of stuff up there just for the first day, you know, to get you to Dryman. One thing I didn't find was any sort of like outdoor stores. It would have been nice to be able to get a fresh gas canister, because I couldn't get one before I left home. Everywhere was sold out. Seems to be the pattern with fuel at the moment. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much everything you need in Milngavie. I'm sure there'll be somewhere if I really want a gas canister later on to pick one up. But this view is fantastic so far. It's been a really nice walk so far. I've really enjoyed it, and it's been really easy going as well. There's not been any like huge climbs or anything like that. It's mostly on the level, a few little inclines. Not seen any wildlife yet, apart from some Highland cattle over there on the ridge. A lot of pigeons. The chap that was walking his dog said he'd just seen a young fox, which I've been trying to remember. Is it called a kit, a young fox, or is it a cub? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it's a kit. It might be a cub. I don't know. But yeah, nice so far, and looking forward to getting to Loch Lomond. 27 miles I've got to do today, like I said, to get to that campsite. That means I'm left with probably like 22 and a half now, 22. And it's going well so far. Okay, so back into some forestry tracks now. Been doing a decent little section of road walking, just kind of approaching Dryman and the Dryman camping area. It wasn't a very busy road, there wasn't any in fact I don't think I saw any traffic, but maybe a couple of miles it lasted for, and then I thought I would actually go into Dryman, but you don't, you kind of bypass the outskirts of it, so I was going to stop there, but I decided against it in the end. I've changed a bit of kit for this trip, so I've got a new backpack, I've got a different tent than I normally use, and I got some new shoes as well, and they were feeling okay. The right one's alright, the left one is definitely giving me some pain on the top of my foot, so I think, according to Guthook, there should be quite a nice view around this corner, and considering I've not stopped yet this morning, I am going to have a little break. There it is, just see a glimpse of it through the trees. Yeah, I'm going to stop and have a little break, have something to eat, because I also realised I only had like a cup of coffee and some sort of cinnamon pastry this morning for breakfast. Silly me, but I've got plenty of food with me, so have an energy bar or something like that. But that we can just see in the distance is the first glimpse of Loch Lomond, which you do walk all the way up the side of. It's supposed to be one of the trickier sections, like a bit of a scramble in places. We'll see. That's also where the campsite for tonight is. The weather, I've had a kind of like a 15-20 minute shower whilst I was doing that road walk. It got quite gloomy and the sun's just come out again now, a bit of blue sky. It's weird, we've got blue sky one side and then kind of greyish another side, so we'll see which one wins the battle. Heading towards Conic Hill at the moment, which is supposed to be the first kind of real uphill section. I'm hoping the weather stays clear, because the views from the top of Conic Hill are supposed to be fantastic, so if it stays nice and clear, I'll be a happy bunny at the top of there. If not, well, I'm sure there'll be other views at other places. Anyway, I'm gonna pop around this corner and find something to sit on. So I've come out of the forested area and kind of out onto some low moorland, and the views really, I mean, there might as well be a welcome to Scotland sign, because it doesn't really get much more Scottish than this view, I don't think. That's Conic Hill there that I'm about to go up and over, and then panning round, obviously Loch Lomond down there, where I'll be on the shores of that sometime hopefully this evening. But I mean, the weather, it's a real odd mix with the weather. It's kind of like 50-50. It could go either way, and it keeps drizzling a little bit, and then the sun comes out and it's really warm, and then it clouds over again and kind of looks threatening again. But at the moment, I just had a little shower about 5 or 10 minutes ago, wasn't much. At the moment it's looking really nice, and you can sort of make out the trail part way up Conic Hill there, where you go. I believe there is an alternate if you want to miss that out. You can go around the base of it. But a day like today, where there's a good chance of it being a clear view up there, unless I injure myself between now and going up it, I shall be attempting to go up and over and see what it's like at the top. So I'll have a little break when I get to the foot of it, a drink and something to eat, and then see how we get on tackling that. So I made it to the top of Conic Hill. The weather is closing in a bit now. It's probably a little bit too windy actually. Sorry about the wind noise. It's still clear though. It's a pretty awesome view. Pretty much a 360 as well. There was actually just a Hercules flying over the flying low over the Loch there. It's coming up, but it's pretty windy. It'd be a good place to camp if it wasn't so windy. But I wouldn't like to be up here in a storm. So I've come down Conic Hill, stopped at a little place called Balmahar, very busy, a little restaurant, shop, car park for Conic Hill, and then now we're kind of walking pretty much on the edge of Loch Lomond. Really nice little beach area here. It is in a camping exclusion zone. The only one on the trail, so that's why I've got the campsite booked further up where it's an actual proper developed campground. But yeah, this is a beautiful view, really nice. Alright, so we're at Sallochy Bay campsite. I got here a lot faster than I thought I would. It's only kind of 4 o'clock-ish, somewhere around there. If I didn't have the campsite booked, I'd probably be carrying on for another couple of hours, but I thought it's too good to pass up really. Got a couple of neighbours. Mine's just set up just behind the tree there. So yeah, feet are hurting a little bit today. I don't think these new shoes are doing them all that well, so I'm going to have a look at those when I get in the tent tonight. And maybe treat myself to a cup of coffee and a cooked meal. So today's been really good. 27 miles, starting at 7 o'clock, finishing about 4ish. I've only stopped for kind of about maybe half an hour altogether, maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. You can see there's the new tent. I went with a tarp tent, double rainbow lithium, and that's about the third time pitching it. It weighs about 800 grams, which is pretty much half of what my old copper spur weighed. So yeah, pretty pleased with it so far anyway. Saying that, I've not spent any night in it yet, but be a good test tonight. It is like a hybrid single skin. A DCF tent. I've got a liner for the inside that's supposed to help with condensation. I might leave it off tonight and just see how it is without it. But yeah, quite pleased. 27 miles and made decent time, so if I can get another couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday, try and get 2 30-mile days in, that leaves me kind of a half day on Friday to get to Fort William, and then get the bus from Fort William back to Glasgow, where I've got a hotel booked for Friday night. So yeah, I'm going to go and sit down and get the shoes off for a bit, I think. gorgeous. It's like the best part of the day now. It's crazy. It's absolutely beautiful. Blue skies, crystal clear. You couldn't ask for a better campsite, really. Just had a nice cup of coffee in the tent, which is something I haven't done for ages. I've not usually cooked or boiled anything or done anything for a while. Usually just sort of moving too fast, but it was nice just to be able to chill out and have a cup of coffee there. Had a look at the feet. There's a little sort of scrape on the right heel, and then a really big blister on the side of the left heel. It's because the top of my left foot was hurting, so I slackened the laces right off. So my heel has been just moving round that little bit, just enough to kind of keep rubbing it, and that started the blister off. So we've had the needle to it, we popped it, we've got all the liquid out and put a plaster on, and we'll see what it's like tomorrow. It's stinging like hell, but I'm hoping that it's not going to affect me too much.